cool, isn't it? Oh, here we Oh, wait, is that the drone or the car? Oh, right, yeah. Because once they come, I'll be live. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you've done such a good job. Like, we've absolutely loved it. Yeah, especially today. Like, you know, we've had some rallies like Canberra and that have made it pretty hard, but this has been awesome. So thank you so much. Yeah. Seriously. Yeah. 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 It feels good. Yeah, we feel welcome. It's just been elected. Yeah.
The Gympie Shire and Mary River region have absolutely turned it on for this event. We're only 60 k's northwest of Queensland's stunning Sunshine Coast. It is not hard with pictures like that to make this place look good. Perfect for a winter's escape and maybe squeeze in a bit of motorsport while you are here. The Brouillard Loop is run twice on Sunday, all as a part of the Accent Benchtops Rally Queensland. It has a nice challenging mix for competitors. And if you were with us for our live stream coverage a little earlier today, don't worry, we're not going to rinse and repeat. We've changed a couple of camera positions for you, so you'll enjoy something a little different here. Greg Rust and Dean Herridge with you for our coverage as we near the end of round 3 of the E-Road Australian Rally Championship. This has been a ripper, and lots of stories emerging before we get into the afternoon block of stages here.
And of course the big one was the battle between Harry Bates and Hayden Paddon, and of course interrupted by a puncher. Unfortunate for Harry, who had to decide front puncher, approximately 10 kilometres to drive, limped it out. He's dropped a minute and a half. He's in fight back mode this afternoon.
Our colleague Jackie Shivey has also wandered around Galvanised Insurance Rally Central for you to get more updates, and we'll sprinkle those in as our coverage continues. Why don't we remind you before the first car arrives of the event schedule, the rundown if you will. 8 stages on Saturday, 6 in total today, and Sunday has just over 87 k's of competitive, kind of centred further north of where the action on Saturday took place. Now, worth looking at the results out of Service Park there before coming into the afternoon stages. It had been, as Dean alluded to there, a good fight between Heat 1 winner Harry Bates and Hayden Paddon, but he's detailed there the reason for the Toyota drivers' drop further down the order, and there's a couple of other stories emerging in this bunch. Can the Kiwi do it on Sunday afternoon?
Well, he's in the box seat at the moment. The interesting battle there is between Lewis and Alex. That's very close at the moment. Lewis definitely looking in his rearview mirror for he has to try and hold off Alex. Of course, Patrick O'Brien. Harry will probably be gifted a spot. Clayton Hoy we'll talk about a bit later on. Is having a few issues, so still plenty of storylines with 3 stages to go.
Watch Harry. He's talking about going absolutely 10 tenths for the afternoon, especially on the power stage to come as well. Now, our action is coming to you on this stage as we take a little look at the stage overview, if you will. We have a pin right there. That's where you can basically find us. And fundamentally on a big picture scale, if you drew a line west of Gympie, kind of more or less heading toward Maryborough, that is where you would find us. Do not worry. Our welfare is okay. The Brisbane Sporting Car Club have absolutely turned it on here. We have a huge turnout of fans. We've got grandstands that have been set up, food vans and a whole lot more.
This is the place to do it. This is spectating done on a VIP level, I've got to say. And the same thing, as you said, in Galvanised Insurance Service Park. What a setup. The weather's been fantastic and some great rally roads. I mean, Queensland turn it on. It's a challenge, and we saw that yesterday as well.
Put it on your to-do list for 2026 if you aren't here with us this weekend. Things like Wheels on Mary on Friday night. I mean, 10,000 people in the heart of Gympie there, celebrating everything that is great about cars, motorsport, music, you name it. It was tremendous.
And rally's a perfect sport to be able to get up close and personal and talk to the teams and the cars on display. Kids are getting a chance to sit in a car. Tell me the last time you had a chance to sit in a Formula One car or a supercar for that matter. And these are literally the Formula Ones of the forest.
Let's tell some of the stories that have come out of Service Park leading into the afternoon stages. A short time ago, Jackie caught up with Harry Bates.
Harry, we're halfway through the day. You had a great start on stage 9 and then things kind of unravelled from there. Can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, still a strong morning to be honest, but we just picked up a puncture halfway through stage 10. Had to drive about 12k on a front left puncture and limp out of the stage, which was a big shame because it was literally a battle all weekend, every stage up to that point between Hayden and I. So anyway, we need to go out this afternoon and see if we can peg some of those spots back and just see if we can move up the field a little bit.
Could you pinpoint the moment that it happened?
Not really. There was a downhill section in Glastonbury somewhere where it happened, but basically turned into a right-hander and thought something was a bit odd, and then the next right-hander I turned into, I knew we had a puncture for sure, so had to make a quick decision then on whether we were going to stop and change it or drive out, but we made the correct decision to drive out, dropped a minute and a half. Yeah, just one of those things. I'm still pretty stoked with our weekend so far and looking to just keep that momentum up going into the afternoon loop.
Brilliant. Well, good luck for this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you.
He must be wondering what he's got to do here. I mean, really, that's not the fault of the MRF tyre. Hit a rock. I mean, the luck. He needs a change in that regard, doesn't he? Podium so far this year, but wow, what a blow. And
sometimes that can be self-induced. Remember, they've got to go through that Glastonbury stage again. It's probably the trickiest one in regards to rocks, stray rocks and things. So Paddon's not out of the woods either in that regard. Sometimes you do just get an angle of, hit a rock on the wrong angle, punch it down. The smart call that he made is he managed that puncher out of the stage front. 5's okay, 5 kilometres. 10's a push. You've got to manage that. He kept the deficit down to as good as you could without damaging the car. Rear can get away with a bit longer, so that would have been frustrating. It's about now how he fights back, salvage some points to set himself up for the rest of the year.
So where we are stationed or positioned, if you will, is at a downhill turn right, and they venture beyond us here across a left and then across a cattle grid. It is a really spectacular place to watch the action, isn't it? We've added a little bit of spice too, which you'll see.
Yeah, and the thing about it is we've sometimes trying to get access through, get people in here, and that's where the Sporting Car Club have thought about this. Have thought about people like ourselves trying to set up a stage like this for you to see at home, sitting in your offices, armchairs, behind your iPad, where it might be. But then for the spectators to come out and see multiple corners and see these cars in full flight is really, really well done.
Wherever you're watching around the world, a big good afternoon, maybe even a good morning, and welcome to you. We've seen some of the comments there on Facebook. Thank you very much for that. There are people watching, naturally, Paddon's Pack, we call them, from New Zealand. He's got supporters literally here that are in the grandstands beyond us, so there's some Kiwi flags. So waiting for Harry Bates and Coral Taylor to come into view now for Toyota Gazoo Racing. Just as we left Service Park there before, a second truck arrived, and that is the 86 series truck on its way to Townsville. They've stopped in that crew to take in some rallying on the downhill run under brakes. You look perplexed.
Run. Oh, I just for a millisecond, I just saw that and thought it wasn't the brother rather than Harry coming through there. Oh, nice jump through the water splash. Oh, that is full commitment. Like you'll see later on, the car's trying to get massive. To get air over that spot of the road is unbelievable. Full commitment from these cars. But very tidy driving style, very efficient is probably the best words. And look at the speed coming through there. This, as you said before in our opener, wide open space. Look at the ground. It is Lewis. So there you go. So I picked that right. So we've had an issue with Harry in that stage. So we did pick that right side. We are literally coming to you live. But big, fast, sweeping roads, as you put the foot said before, Shire roads leading into some tight and twistier areas.
Why don't we hear from Lewis now just on that? We caught up with him in Service Park before he headed out onto the stage. Here's Jackie.
All right, Lewis, a really good morning for you this morning. You're now in the battle with Hayden. How was it out there for you?
Yeah, Anthony and I had a clean morning. Very enjoyable stages, always tricky, especially the longer stage, Glastonbury. But yeah, we had a clean morning. Hayden and Harry have been very fast this morning. Obviously, Harry and Coral had a puncture, which was bad luck. But yeah, Hayden and Harry were very impressive this morning. But yeah, we're sitting in second position, so we're happy with that. We're in a pretty good battle with Alex Rullo. So yeah, it should be a fun afternoon.
Are you going to play it safe? Are you going to try and push a little bit harder and get a bit more time there?
We'll keep a nice rhythm, and then we'll have a real go in the power stage, I think. Yeah, we'll try to keep the rhythm up. We have to. Alex is only 5 seconds behind us, so we'll keep pushing on, find a nice rhythm, and yeah, try and get some points in the power stage.
Brilliant. Good luck. Thank you.
So we believe the next car inbound should be Hayden Paddon. We're as surprised as you. We're getting some more details.
So I'm looking on Rally Safe, 2.6 Ks in, maybe Harry is stopped. So let's have a look. Paddon would have seen him. Just gave himself a bit of time there on the throttle. Beautiful timing. Let's watch him through this next section. Flat out through the grate. Powering through the gears now. You can hear him plucking through sequential gearbox. Let's see the air. We saw Lewis before. Paddon going through. Oh. Great run through the water.
A little bit of overnight rain, which is, I guess, maybe added to that water crossing there for us. The Kiwi is absolutely flying today. 7-time national champion across the ditch at home, but loving the competition in the Australian Series this year, and the chance to go head-to-head with his Toyota counterparts, his rivals, if you will, in the Bates brothers. So we caught up with Hayden as well in Service Park a short time ago. Let's check in with him now.
Well, Hayden, it's been a really good morning for you. How did you find it out there?
Difficult, to be honest. We went out with expecting wet conditions, and it was pretty much bone dry, so caught us out. We went out with a car setup that didn't work at all, but we just got through. Obviously, it's unfortunate for Harry to have the puncture, but it's never over until it's over, so we've got to get through cleanly now this afternoon and try and manage the gap.
So what are you going to change then with the car and your style for this afternoon?
We're stiffening up the car a lot now, so we'll go back to a setting that was similar to what we had yesterday, which will no work. So, just a small mistake on my part this morning. Luckily, it hasn't really cost us in the scheme of it all, but definitely the Australian weather's caught me out this morning.
Well, good luck. Thank you.
Rusty, the thing about that, when he comes through, he sees Harry on the side of the road. Your brain has to go into, wow, I've got the round. There's big points here. So, someone with his experience, how do you manage that in the stage? He's got the rest of it to run through power stage points. But, that's when you're younger and a bit inexperienced. That thing, you don't concentrate on the notes coming from your co-driver. Hayden's gone through all that in the last couple of kilometres, like we have, as your sort of brain tries to process what's actually happening.
You're keeping an eye on Rally Safe there. Just run through that for our viewers on the live stream again. You've kept an eye on Harry's position and is stopped early on in the stage.
Yeah, and obviously unofficial. I go back through that at 0 k's an hour at about 2.9 kilometres into the stage. Looks like he's parked. We've definitely seen, obviously, Hayden and Lewis both come through. And looking at the stage times going through, 8:04.9 for Hayden and Lewis only 2.9 back. I would say that obviously, Paddon's even backed off a little bit through this next stage. As we've got Rullo coming through now, Alex. And that crossed up for a little bit too on the way through. Nice slide from him, maximum attack through the right-hander.
I know it's probably an aspect of the game that he doesn't necessarily like, but he does certainly seem to look faster and more committed on the second pass over things, doesn't he?
He does. Let's see what he had to actually say at Service Park.
All right, Alex, there were a couple of tricky stages out there this morning. How did you find it?
Yeah, those stages don't get any easier. We've done them a couple of times now, but still quite tricky. We were being quite conservative, but got a good feeling through the second stage. So, we put a decent time in there, and we're in a bit of a battle with Lewis, which I was planning for a cruisy day, but I think we'll fight it out in the afternoon.
Yeah, battle with Lewis and also Patrick thrown in there as well. How are you going to attack this afternoon?
Yeah, Patrick's been getting faster all weekend, so it's good to see. It's not the easiest place to try a new tyre and car, so good to see from him, and it'll be on this Arvo.
Good luck, thank you.
Now, we'll take this opportunity, I think, to go straight to Patrick O'Brien, who should be the next car. Let's hear from him now.
All right, Patrick, your first Australian rally. We're halfway through Heat 2 here at Gympie. How was this morning for you?
Yeah, this morning was good. The first stage went quite well. We got a good rhythm in it, but stage 2 was very difficult. It's quite long and very slippy, and didn't get on so good there, but happy enough.
So we had a lot of rain here at Service Park, but the rain didn't seem to get out to the stages as much. Did that kind of throw you a little bit, or you just dealt with it as you came to it?
We didn't really know what to expect anyway, so we just wing it.
And are there any learnings for this afternoon?
At least we have some knowledge of the stages now, so that should help. So try to give it a go again now.
Great, good luck, thank you.
And perfectly timed. We go from the interview straight to the action, past us through the right-hander, heading for the cattle grid now. This is Lucanier's ex or old Ford. He's brought some of the family here with him. His brother has come from Ireland.
Look at this goal.
At the moment, huge jump from him there and nearly off the road.
I was waiting to see what he did there because he looked committed everywhere in his plucking gears. He looked at the speed up. He was just a bit crossed up and it landed not where he wanted. Gathered up beautifully. Geez, the Irish are committed, aren't they? And there'll be plenty of Irish fans both around Australia and the world watching go through there cheering on. That is a full spectacular moment. He is on it.
Yeah, I mean, it may not look much on the screen there to you, but I mean, within a whisker of you, a fraction wider with that air, wheels not connected to the ground. Whew.
Doesn't steer very well in the air. And the thing is, slightly offline, gathered it beautifully, did as good as you could in that situation, just kept on plucking the gears.
Let's talk Wolf Production Cup now, straight to Clayton Hoy.
Well, Clayton, there's a nice little battle shaping up between you and Patrick O'Brien at the moment. How was your morning out there?
This morning was good, but the engine's letting go actually, so we're losing a lot of oil. We're going to have to take it easy this afternoon. Would have been good to get into a battle with him, but realistically the middle stage is a bit too rough for us. We took it quite easy this morning. I really like that last stage that we've just done, Golden Hills. So I gave it one last push, and now we're just going to cruise through now. Just get to the finish, hopefully.
Well, I hope you enjoy your Sunday afternoon drive then. Thank you.
Yeah, be a slow one.
He started on Saturday with an incredible top 5 effort. The challenge now is that may be a limp scenario to bring that car home. They've taken some extra oil with them. Dean, it's touch and go, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's talking about, trying to drive conservatively, short shift the car, trying to now be in survival mode. He said, I've done all I could in the first 3 stages. I drove committed. That showed in that Gympie Gold stage, which will be our power stage. He was 4th quickest through there. Only 2.4 odd seconds behind Hayden Paddon in a 4.5k stage. This guy can steer. Now let's hope he can hold it together and consolidate what's been a brilliant weekend for him so far.
You need to, just to Dean's point there, you need to keep in perspective the front-running cars that we've seen are some of the latest generation Rally 2 spec machinery. He is in an older production-based Mitsubishi. That's when you compare it on that basis, that's very impressive.
Yeah, it's like getting a car at home. You jump in a car and in the garage it's 15 years older than the new one you just bought. You can tell the differences, right? That's exactly the same for him, and showing his class through here, conditions suiting, he knows the rally well, but it's him and Aaron, great combination, fully committed to the notes. Now they're in limp mode. Little bit of a gap, it feels like, folks in here. An update also on Harry. I think he's done a rear arm. He's gone wide, bent a rear arm. Now, if that's terrible and he's stuck in the bush, it'll be no points today. Can he repair it? Sometimes you will run a spare arm in some of those scenarios, so you can repair it yourself. So it'll be interesting to see.
Waiting for Clayton Hoy and Aaron to come into shot here, and just to see what sort of pace they have at the moment, what impact that will have on Wolf Production Cup overall for the weekend. Remember, there have been other tails within this class as well. Bodie Reading has had his dramas on both Saturday and Sunday so far. Let's have a look here. Hazard lights on.
Yeah, this will be killing him. Hazard lights are on. You can hear it's a little fluffy short tip. He's literally almost in recce mode coming through. What that does, hazard lights is lovely, but you see a little bit of dust. This is a fair sort of 3/4 of the way through the stage. Hopefully not going to impact. We'll expect the car behind him real soon. As you said, plucking just in survival mode through this stage for Clayton Hoy.
Ordinarily, Dean, we would try and bring you a comment here from Bodie Reading, but I have a feeling he'll be fairly close here. So let's just stay with this action and then try and perhaps bring you that after the WRX driver, providing he's having no dramas. He and Brad Jones comes through shot here. Just a couple of other updates for you. If you're just tuning into our live stream coverage, Hayden Paddon, as we look at the stage 12 times, on top.
Yeah, on top by 2.9. Rullo 16.7. The one I want to see, has Patrick made an impact on Alex's run there. Lewis has broken away a little bit, and there you go. He split them. Third fastest, 9.4 seconds behind Paddon. And he takes 7 out of Rullo, so we'll have a look at how that might affect things overall shortly, particularly with Jackie.
So just waiting
still
for
a reasonable gap, isn't there?
Yeah,
it's still, longer than I was expecting as well, considering you sort of had Clayton limping through.
They had a drama this morning with a wheel putting company, Bodie Reading, on that WRX. Not enough wheel nuts as well. They've managed to get it back into action.
Oh, we had to dial out of it. Had it set up not too bad. Had to run it off the bank, straighten the wheel up. Plucking through the gears. Let's see how the older Subaru plants its way through.
Nicely positioned over the rise there, more to the
nice.
left of our screen, to his right, if you will. So why don't we take you to Service Park now? We did catch up with him just before the stage got underway.
All right, Bodie, you're back for day 2. Pretty tricky out there for you. How was it?
It started all right today. Had a good run in the first stage this morning. We're just looking to consolidate a bit after yesterday and just try and get some points on the board. Unfortunately, on that second stage in Glastonbury, we lost the wheel towards the end, so we lost 4 or 5 minutes there just trying to get the wheel back on and get us through, but we got through the last stage 4 service and we're back in now. But we've got a bit of time to make up this afternoon now, unfortunately.
And how are you going after yesterday? How are you holding up?
Not too bad actually. I feel pretty good at the moment. A few more Nurophens and Panadols this afternoon should keep me going.
Thank you. Good luck.
For me, it's the true grit, the never give up award for those guys. Even the drama with the juggle as far as wheel nuts were concerned before, they managed to get it back in the game, and they didn't give up after yesterday either, after going off the road, in quite a fast section of the forest.
No, which is hard to do, and keep your head in the game. Even on this corner we saw there, he dialed it in. He didn't have anything to risk, so he straightened it back up. He won't be happy with that line, but they're the little tenths, 0.2 of a second there, and 0.2 of a second there that add up. But consolidating, looking after the car, he's in consolidation mode realistically for the rest of the day.
new co-driver this weekend in Brad Jones, and little wonder that Bodie in recent years has come to the attention of a Les Walkden. Likes the way he goes about his rallying, and Les has been tremendous at helping young stars like that. You know that story acutely. We go to Stewie Reed now, who had a bit of damage to the left front when he came past us this morning. Let's have a look this time by.
That's more what we expect from Stewie Reed. Not too bad under braking, turn it in, now plugs the gears through the grate. Let's see how it lines up in his AP4 car as he comes through a little crest. See how committed Stewie Reed is through here.
Nice line across the top there.
Not too bad, little light. Lovely. Now plucking through the gears. Some lovely roads. Are saying some of the best conditions they've seen these roads. A little bit of rain a week ago has helped it. We've only got a light amount of dust now. The roads are hard, firm packed. Makes it tricky when you're trying to really lean on the tyre. But in these straight sections, sort of dancing, almost New Zealand style, which he's come accustomed to.
A little bit of breeze picking up here. It's been around about 21, 22 degrees here today. Cool start to the morning, and a sprinkle of rain, as Dean detailed before, but not enough to affect the surface beneath us, has it?
No, not for today at all. You know, that light rain probably just helped everyone with a little bit of less dust through there. And someone like Clayton, who would be less worried about holding anyone up from that regard, in regards to being in the way, holding up someone like Bodie in times when you're limping out, it goes to help that immense amount.
Talking with the Paddon group at Galvanise Insurance Rally Central there before, they, I think, maybe took a bit of their New Zealand experience and thought that the rain may have made a bit more of an impact, and were probably slightly softer in relation to settings on the car. But it didn't seem to slow him down or affect him this morning, did it?
No, and that's when you come to a new place. How would he know that? You know, and I don't think he's going to lean over in the Toyota, going to give him too much rundown on that or what the roads might be here. So, like I said, made a slight... And it could be to go a little softer, and that then affects you when it's hard packed like you didn't expect it to be.
I think we're expecting Glenn Brinkman and Scott Beckwith very shortly through here. Then we'll bring you an update with Jackie on the state of play in terms of the event and, of course, the stage itself. Glenn, of course, is competing in the Subaru WRX Challenge. Every time we've gone, and you've been there more regularly than us, but every time we've popped into to Service Park there and had a word to them, it's been basically rinse and repeat. Everything's going well, isn't it?
Yeah, which is the way you want it to be with your drivers. He's a little heavy on the brakes, he said, so I think they've done a rotor change and a few things like that for him. Scott Beckwith on board for this one after, obviously, Scotty, a former WA champion, sitting with the other team there in Perth.
Craig Rando.
The Craig Rando team. See how he goes through here. He was wide last time. A little push on the understeer rather than going wide out there that time. Maximising the car. And would you believe, so far this morning, it's 2-1 in Toby Price's favour. So they are battling and they're doing head-to-head.
Great stuff. Let's get an update now. Here's Jackie Shivey.
Yeah, you guys have been talking about, unfortunately, Harry is stuck. So it's, opened it wide open for Hayden to take the lead there. Lewis is fighting really hard. He's only 2.9 seconds behind Patrick O'Brien. He has jumped up into third there. He's only 9.4 seconds off. So he's really close with Alex Rullo now for the rest of the afternoon. That's going to be a really exciting battle to see. Of course, chatting to Patrick earlier, he said that these roads were really different. So he's obviously caught up to speed and has learned a lot from this morning and is taking full advantage of that. After that, we have Bodie. He's only 37 seconds off, but as Clayton Hoy was telling us earlier, he has had to limp that one home today. He's finished that one in 9 minutes and 39 seconds, so he's a minute 34 off, exactly like he said. He's
survival
hoping
mode,
to
isn't it?
get through this afternoon, but really exciting afternoon with those times, isn't it?
I think to Jackie's point, talking about Patrick as well, he exactly has done the right thing there. Yesterday was a little tricky, unlike anything he's dealt with before. In a car he doesn't have a heap of experience with, he's played his hand in, and we're really seeing his pace and class this afternoon. If that was in question yesterday morning after the early, really tricky stages, it shows he managed it, got here now, and on the right moment he can really push it with the best of our Aussie guys.
Now, thanks to Jackie for the update there. Jaden Glusky, Lucy Glusky should be the next ones inbound. And Junior Cup very much in their focus. They're having a better day than Saturday. They were just they're kind of bitterly disappointed yesterday. They put so much on the table, the way that things rolled with the derived time. It ultimately saw the Cup on Saturday in Heat 1 go the way of Jackson Long.
And they're only 10 seconds behind Jackson. He's gone to try and throw it in probably a little earlier than he would have liked to as he goes through. And he's also in a massive battle also, would you believe, with some of the WRX Challenge guys and people like Toby Price. That would be good on your CV, wouldn't it?
Nice performance from them. And talking with Jackson Long, his rival, if you will, a little bit earlier, as Glusky clears the the water crossing there. Went off very slightly into a little ditch to the right-hand side of the car earlier in the day. Had some lantana come across the front of the windshield. That obstructed things for Jackson. So this will be a story that will follow this afternoon as those two continue to battle away.
Bit of lantana. That sounds like a very Kiwi term there. You've been to any choice time in New Zealand. Lantana, that's a Kiwi term, isn't it? In a great little battle pack as well. I mean, even though they're in different categories, you look at Jackson Long, Toby Price, Glusky and Brinkman. They're all in a little immense battle inside the top 10 of an ARC round, which is great. Unfortunately, an incident for Tony Sullins earlier today. He's still in the thick of things. Let's hear from him now.
Hey Tony, Booyah was kind to you, but what happened after that?
Yeah, well, the first stage was awesome. Second stage, we were going really well, and it was just a tightening left-hand corner that I don't know whether I didn't hear then. I'll have to see the in-car to see what the end result was, but it slid off the road a long way into the bushes and up against a tree, and after 4 or 5 cars had gone past, I managed to get it back out and up onto the road, and the car's not damaged, it drives straight, it just looks a little bit not pretty, but it's good.
And are you okay?
Yeah, we're fine. Everything's great, and yeah, the car drives well, so we should be able to go out and go reasonably fast on the next loop of stages.
Well, good luck for it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I love that stuff. Able to get themselves out of that, to extricate, if you like, and but in the process, 4 cars came through and lost in the order of 8 minutes, I guess.
Yeah, but what a great fight. We actually had some of the people saying we didn't see them. The fact they got back out on the road is
amazing.
Testament. They're not giving up and just parking it up and having an early shower, and that's typical Tony Sullins. So let's have a look at he comes through now. Sporting a few bit of damage, apparently. A little taped up on the right-hand side, which we can't quite see on that shot. Trying to be efficient now, just plucking that front-wheel drive car through the sequential box.
2-wheel drive cup winner on Saturday. Look, I mean, considering the dramas that they've had, just kept it nice and straight there, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Which is when you got to drive a front-wheel drive car, you've got to react really quickly. You get it too sideways, you've got to do a lot of wheel work to straighten up because it's obviously the power's only going through the front wheels. A very different way to drive.
Let's hear from Toby Price now.
Well, Toby, you had a really strong day out there yesterday. How was your morning, though?
Yeah, that overnight rain definitely made it a little interesting, but honestly the tracks are holding up pretty well. So, yeah, took an easy approach in the first couple of stages, and, yeah, we'll do the same 3 laps again. But all in all, the car's in great shape, and, yeah, it was a good close battle in that last one between me and Glenn. So, yeah, hopefully I can stay in front of the boss and, yeah, have some fun out there. But, yeah, it's been a great time. Really enjoyed it. Gympie's really put a great show on, and, yeah, big thank you to everyone to come out and support it. And, yeah, 3 more to go, and let's have some fun.
So can the spectators expect you to be going quite a bit faster this afternoon then?
I'm hoping so. That is the plan. So we take the easy approach in the first few, and then yeah, start to try and put the foot in a little bit then. So yeah, we'll keep it on track. We'll have fun, but yeah, hope you all enjoy it. We'll get out there.
Sounds like a good game plan. Good luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
So good to have the star of Dakar competing with us. He's enjoying his time in rallying. Holly Kilbride beside him. They're gelling well as a combination. And this foundation, if you will, in rallying is going to serve him incredibly well.
Oh, with the level of interest he's showing, he's going to go to a production car for a couple of rounds in South Australia. We might even see him at the ARC round there as well. And how good has he been with the fans? Like,
fantastic.
A line-up. There's some posters that the whole team put together each round, and they've got a queue. Doesn't matter how old or young, he's got a queue behind him, and he talks to every single one of them.
It was certainly that way at Wheels on Mary. Here he is on approach, faster than this morning.
Yeah, he got his braking about right, very straight. A little bit of push on the corner. It'll be a difficult car to turn in there. Big, heavy WRX compared to what the lighter sort of older version would be, but now that he's up and straight, he's been quick in the fast, is what Brinkman's identified. I can match him a little bit in the twisty stuff, but he's very smooth and precise and fast and committed on the fast roads.
Talking about his adventure to America in between WA and here, competed again obviously with his great mate in Paul Wheel, but the trophy truck is 180, so different of this machine, so we'll watch him disappear there.
He actually has to change gears.
No.
With a clutch as well.
We hope you've enjoyed that. A little snapshot of things here on Brouillard 2 as a part of our coverage of the E-Road Australian Rally Championship. And we'll have updates throughout the afternoon for you as well as we wrap up this round. Stay across our social channels, Instagram, Facebook and more to hear from the Cup winners, the outright winners. On behalf of Dean, Jackie and all of the team, it's bye for now though.
thank you to ARC TV. They've done a great job doing their Facebook Live. We're back live now. We've just had an update from Sports and Dean, and we're going to read those out. We're reading stage times. The team done a great job there helping us out in the school, and Chris will now give you an update. Okay, well, the stage that you've just seen run through, Hayden Paddon was fastest. Little States was 3.9 seconds behind. Pat O'Brien was third on that stage in 9.4 seconds, and Alex Rullo 16.7, Bodie Reading 37.9, Stewie Reed 55 seconds off Toby Price 106, Tony Sullins 107, Glusky 109.0, and Glenn Brinkman, the event sponsor, 111. So interesting to see some of those other runners up the front now. Now that the attrition's cut in, yeah, some of the other people are not there, so to speak. Who's not there? Harry Bates. No, Harry Bates is not there. Okay. So, yeah, he was struggling obviously with that flat tyre, but obviously something has happened to him. We don't know exactly what's happened. Okay, so overall now the position after that stage is Hayden Paddon leading, Lewis Bates in second position on third position. Alex Rullo in third position, 52 seconds off the lead. Pat O'Brien 102. Clayton Hoy, a great result for him, 2:38. And I think he'll be leading the production cup at that rate too. Toby Price 4:51. Jaden Glusky 4:58. Glenn Brinkman 5:10 off the lead. Stuart Reed 6:35. And I think this is Bodie Reading, the young guy from Tasmania, a brilliant prospect, 6:42. So and it's interesting there, Chris, Toby Price moves into the top 5 there in a production-based Subaru. Yeah, that's just an amazing result, and of course a little bit faster than the boss too. So. Yes, okay. He and Glenn Brinkman are both in the same cars. The Hyundai Subaru WRX Challenge cars that are built and prepared by no less than Dean Herridge in WA at Maximum Motorsport. A few of those coming in, so that's pretty interesting. Another 2 stages to go this afternoon before they get into the service park at Gympie Showground for the podium presentation. So we'll see what the rest of the field does on the way through, but they're your top 10 for now, folks. It'll be a disappointment for Harry Bates. Yeah, we don't know exactly winning the stage yesterday, and obviously,